Hello everyone and welcome to Mind Body Calm Yoga. My name's Louise and today's session is focused on easing any tension in the lower back. So we'll be really stretching out the back, help strengthening the back by working on our core and all of the muscles that surround the lower back, and also releasing tension in the hamstrings and the hips, which quite often is where the problems are coming from. So take a nice comfy seat. We'll start cross-legged on our mat. And we'll just take a few moments to settle in to our body. So cross-legged or legs out straight, whatever feels right for you. Elevating the spine so we're nice and tall, lengthening through the neck. And let's just take a few deep breaths in and sighing and dropping the shoulders. So really raising the shoulders up as we breathe in. And a sigh out. And one more time. And a sigh out. And let's just settle the body down by relaxing the eyes, relaxing the space behind the eyes. Close your eyes if you prefer, keep them gently open, nice and soft. Relax the tongue and the jaw, relax the shoulders. And see if you can relax the hips and the belly, and really feel your sitting bones against the earth, feeling nice and settled and grounded to start our practice from a really positive space. And slowly and gently we'll bring ourselves down onto our backs. So any yoga asana, we listen to our body, but especially today if we're working on the lower back and we're stretching, any even hint of a pain, I want you to stop. There shouldn't be any pain at all in any yoga class. Stretching's fine, that achy stretch when that stretch feels good, but if it tips over into pain, you need to come straight out of the stretch. All of the poses today are quite gentle, but just be mindful to be extra careful today. So rolling yourself down onto your back, keep the knees bent, feet flat on the floor, and bring the hands just gently to rest by the side. And let's see if we can relax the lower back completely. So it helps to soften the belly first, so relax the belly, relax the hips. And then let the lower back melt into the mat. So let's take a few breaths here. Allowing that lower back to soften and release. And before we start to stretch our back and stretch our body, we'll just bring a little bit of movement first of all. So draw one knee in first, then the other, bring the hands to the top of the knees. We'll just start to make some circles in one direction and then the other way. So this takes blood to that area, energy, other direction. And the other way, starts to open it up, a little bit of movement in the lower back's good for it. So waking it up. And we'll draw the knees into the chest, wrap the hands around the shins and just gently apply a little bit of pressure. And we can rock from side to side here. Give now back a little bit of a massage. And back to centre, bring the feet flat to the floor, hands either side. We're just going to windscreen wipe the knees from side to side. Okay, so let's straighten the legs. And we're going to draw one knee in at a time, but I want you to draw a nice straight line with the knee. So we're not bringing the knee out to the side or across the body, so drawing that straight line back with the knee. Wrapping the hands around the shins or the back of the thighs if that's more comfortable, And all we're doing here is pressing down and relaxing the hip and the lower back. So take a breath in and breathe out, squeeze the knee down and relax the back and the hip. So this is a lovely stretch to do first thing on the morning. You can even do it in bed. Releasing all the tension in that area. And we'll release nice and slowly. Bring the foot to the floor first, then stretch away. And we'll do the same on the other leg. Drawing it in, squeezing it down, relaxing the hip, relaxing the lower back. As we gently draw the knee a little deeper. And we'll release that foot to the floor, bend the other knee, draw both knees in, and this time widen the knees. Draw the hands around the shins, and again applying that gentle pressure, just opening the hips. Again, giving the lower back a nice stretch. So as we breathe in, slight release, and as we breathe out, applying a little more pressure, relaxing the lower back, allowing it to open. Allowing the hips to release. No sudden movements, nice and slow and easy. Giving the lower back the time and space it needs to open. Okay, so we're going to drop the left foot to the floor. And the right foot we're going to extend up towards the ceiling, toes drawn back, keep the knee bent. And all we're doing here is drawing the knee out to the side of the body. So a little bit more of an opening into the hips. So we're looking for our ankle to be in line with our knee and the knee drawn out. If you've been doing yoga for a while or you're a little bit more flexible, you can reach up to the inside of the heel and apply some pressure down through the heel. And just relax, apply the pressure down. And the other side, so carefully releasing that foot to the floor. Again, bending the knee deeply, drawing the toes back, drawing the knee to the side, or reaching to the inside of the heel, applying the pressure. So we want a nice straight line here, so we're pressing down, opening through the hip. And release. And we'll gently roll over onto one side, push ourselves up nice and carefully. And we'll come to tabletop position. So we want our wrists underneath our shoulders, knees underneath our hips, and we'll take a few rounds of cat and cow pose. So nice and gently, roll the shoulders away from the ears, draw the chest through, drop the lower belly, tailbone comes up to the sky. So we've got that nice curve, that nice arch in the lower back. And cat pose, press the floor away, so strong arms, broaden the shoulders, tuck the tummy muscles up and in, curve the tailbone under, tuck the chin. So working with your breath, we'll do a few more rounds of cat and cow. So cat and cow is absolutely wonderful for the spine. Stretches the spine in one direction, so extending and flexing the spine, creating space. Keeping the back nice and healthy. Do 2 more. last one. Come back to tabletop. So widen the knees, bring the big toes together, and we'll start to sink our bottom towards our heels, making our way into child's pose, extended child's pose. Reach out through the fingers, start to walk the hands forward, and then slowly draw the head down, either onto a cushion or a block or all the way down to the floor, or you can come fist on fist. So as we are in child's pose, let's plant the fingers and push back through the tailbone, really extending the spine. If you're working fist on fist, just work on drawing the tailbone down and stretching through the spine. Okay, so breathing in. I'm going to raise our gaze and move our hands over to the left. And as we breathe out, dropping the head, so we feel a nice stretch all the way down the right side of the body, opening into the side of the ribs. And breathing in, lifting the gaze, walking the hands back to centre, and then over to the other side. Off to the right. Again, feeling a stretch this time in the left side of the body. And back to centre. Stretch away one more time. And to release, so bring our hands to our knees and come up really slowly, rolling one vertebrae up at a time, using the hands on the thighs to help us come up, and head comes up last of all. Okay, so let's make our way back into tabletop. So we're going to practice a pose called balancing table. So balancing table, it's really important that we keep the tummy muscles lifted up and in, so working on our core here. So again, coming back to tabletop position. So let's make sure the belly's not sagging, suck the tummy muscles in, shoulders are neutral, back and down away from the ears, arms are nice and strong. So as we breathe out, we're going to start to stretch away with the right leg, keep the toes on the floor for now. Keep that tummy muscle, those tummy muscles lifted, reach out through the left arm. So we can stay here, or if you want to take it a little bit further, start to lift through the right leg, push out through the heel, firm the thigh, firm the bottom, lift. 3 breaths here if you can. Deep breath in and release the foot to the floor, release the hand, come back to tabletop, and we'll just swing our hips from side to side. And then when you're ready, we'll work on the other side, so stretch through the left leg floor, reaching out this time through the right arm, left arm strong, shoulders rolled back, and if you're taking it further, lift, push through the heel, keep the tummy muscles lifted. 2 more breaths. Really strengthening our core here, supports our back. And release, hand to the floor, and again we'll swing our hips from side to side and come back to tabletop. So we'll work our way into a lunge now. So I want you to swing your body weight over to the left hand side so that we've got a little bit of room to draw the right foot forward. So what we're looking for here is the knee to be over the top of the ankle, And this back leg needs to be far enough back so you can start to feel a little bit of a stretch here. Okay, so we'll start in a low lunge. We can be on our fingertips, our hands can be a little bit closer to the earth. And all we're doing here is relaxing into the hips. So let the hips open. And then really slowly bring our hands onto the top of our knee and start to raise our body weight up. So come slightly out of the lunge. And once we're up nice and tall, so we're not forward, we're not arching back, nice and tall, we can sink back into the lunge. So really sink it down. So we should feel a nice opening into the front of the hip, into the psoas muscle, into the quadricep muscle. This part of our body gets really tight, especially when we sit, and that pulls the pelvis out of line, and that can really affect the lower back. So it's important to stretch the front of the hips. Okay, so release, we'll come slightly out of the lunge, bring our fingertips to the floor, and carefully bring ourselves back to tabletop. Ready to go on the other side, swinging the weight up to the right, stepping forward with the left. Again, knee and ankle in line. A couple of breaths while the hips open. And the hands onto the top of the knee, slightly out of the lunge, and then we can sink back in when we're nice and straight. All these stretches are really supporting our back, creating movement, sort of freeing everything up so that it moves as it should move. Okay, so to release, slightly out of the lunge, come back to tabletop, and then slowly make your way down onto the floor, bending the elbows. And we're just going to spend a few breaths getting our body settled down onto our tummies. And we're going to slowly bring our hands by our sides, palms facing down, and either bring our forehead to the floor or our chin, if that's more comfortable. Chin to the floor is more comfortable for me. But again, listen to your own body. And we're just going to bring our toes together and then let our heels fall apart. Okay, so breathing in, we want to stretch through the right leg, so stretching through the toes and then raising the right leg off the floor. Stay here for a couple of breaths. And then slowly release, and we'll do the same on the other side. So reach through the left leg, so reach out through the toes and then raise the leg. And bring it back down, and we'll try both legs this time. So reach out through both toes and lift. And release nice and slowly. And we'll release the arms, and again turn onto one cheek and just settle the body down. And we'll slowly make our way onto our backs. A few more asanas to work through. So coming down onto our backs and bringing the arms out to a T shape. We'll draw our knees into our chest and then bring both knees over to the right. So see if you can keep the knees and the heels stacked as best you can. If you giving this spine a nice twist now. Back to centre and the other side. So try and keep the shoulders as relaxed as you can. And back to centre. Release the feet to the floor. And keeping the knees bent, draw the arms back in. We're going to work through reclining pigeon or dead pigeon. I prefer reclining pigeon. So all we're going to do here is bring both knees at a 90-degree angle. Yeah, so the shins are parallel with the floor. And all we're going to do is raise the right foot and place the foot just above the knee. So we want the ankle to be free. If this is really uncomfortable, an alternative is to come to cross-legged. Okay. So we need the ankle nice and free, and we're going to draw our hands through, clasp our hands behind the thigh, and then work on drawing that knee in nice and slowly. So we should be feeling a bit of a stretch here. Just work on really relaxing the hip as we draw the left knee a little closer. And slowly release. More carefully lift the right foot off, and we'll work on the other side. So gently bringing the foot across, make sure the ankle's free, reaching through, clasping the hands, drawing the right knee towards the body. So really relax the left hip, because when we're stretching it's tempting to sort of hold on to that stretch, but we need to relax into the stretch. And as we relax, the body opens. And we'll release nice and slowly, lifting the foot, bringing the feet down, and making our way into bridge pose. So bridge pose is a back bend, but it's nicely supported because we're lying on the floor. So we just need to make sure our alignment's right. So in bridge pose, we want to walk our shoulders up so our spine's nice and long. And we want our heels in line with our hips. So a good thing to try is to reach down and the fingertips should just graze the back of the heels. The knees are slightly apart. Belly soft for now. And bring the hands either side. So this is our starting position. We just want to tuck the chin ever so slightly so the neck's nice and long. Okay, so as we breathe in, we'll start to lift up from the belly. So peeling the pelvis up off the floor, lifting up. So raising it up. And exhale, we'll bring it back down. And we'll do that 2 more times, breathing in, raising it up. And down. And lifting it up. And this time we want to stay here for a couple of breaths. If you want to take it a little bit higher, you can roll a little bit of weight into the shoulders. The shoulders are underneath. Lift a little bit higher. Breathe. And come down nice and slowly. So 1 vertebrae at a time. Slow release. And we'll gently draw the knees in. And we'll take those circles again. One direction. And the other way. And release ourselves down into Shavasana. And just notice how our body's feeling. And stay here as long as you need to. Namaste.